The 1750s was something. Although we weren't obviously there at the 1700s, at least we have these $100 textbooks that tells us all about it. Why aren't they so expensive? Anyways, let's dive into how humans and societies were connected back then and how they were unique. Let's start with the Industrial Revolution. Well, kind of. You see, during this time, families started making items and growing foods in farms. Some families kept these items, some sold them. This all happened to Europe. Congrats on your win, buddy. Oh, what's that knock on the door? Oh boy, here comes Big Man China, still being ruled by the Qing dynasty, and they have a plan. China wants to be like Europe, but being a merchant in the 1750s was not a high-class job. Even worse than being an unpaid McDonald's employee. Also, only a few people were aristocrats and rulers, and these rulers had to make decisions for jobs. And before I continue, we have a sponsor for this project, Trade Routes. Ever wanted worldwide trading? Well, now you can. Now shipping luxury goods brought to you by Asia. Trade routes! The world was going through the Asian Age, and trade routes were a part of it. Valuable goods like spices and silk were sent across the Islamic world and went into many places from land and sea. Sometimes I wish the Amazon employees these days were this dedicated. Trade routes literally connected societies and people, and everyone was basically involved to these trading routes. Also, did I mention it? I have to show you a friend of mine.
Hello, I am the Ottoman Empire.
Hey, look, it's the Ottoman Empire, and in a few seconds you're in big trouble. Here lies the Ottoman Empire. Died to basically nobody using the Ottoman Empire trade routes. Well, not really. The empire fell in 1922, but it was because of Europe and Asia's overseas trading that made the power of the Ottoman Empire fall. The social hierarchy was for farmers and merchants being the lowest level, which was the mass majority of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was one of the first empires to use gunpowder and was used for battle purposes. Powerful officials in the empire are called
Vizier,
who had authority, but not as much as the provincial officials who gained more political control of the empire. The Ottoman elites bought global products as well, like foreign art and luxury goods, but they still had their power fade away. They're extremely open and... damn it. I forgot this one empire that was really restricted to trades. What, Tokugawa Shogunate? Oh, it was you that restricted trades because you didn't want any outside influence? Oh yeah! The Tokugawa Shogunate Empire did not like the outside influence impacting their trading system, just as they don't like people converting religions as they believe it would hurt their social classes. This type of restriction actually benefited the empire just like their political decisions. They judged like a monarch, shoguns would make decisions, and this eventually led to peace and nice lives. This empire was one of the more stable ones, and I'm only saying this because a warrior would slice my head clean off if I talked trash about the empire. When it comes to social hierarchy, it was also organized. This was led by military leaders, which ranks the tops as warriors and the lowest as merchants. No matter how rich you are as a merchant, you're always still a merchant. Peasants had to ask permission if they wanted to move somewhere or travel. Speaking of travel, hey, look at that boat. I wonder where they're going. Must be a nice vacation with the family. Slavery was a giant issue for African people. The rich sold the poor to America to get raw materials. Talking about that, let's shift to sub-Saharan Africa. It was thought to be neatly categorized with tribes, and yeah, that's completely wrong by the way. However, there were sub-societies across the middle of the continent that shared the same languages and cultures, so they weren't actually that separated. Also, their currency are shells, and the reason why is because they're rare. It's like trading a Funko Pop collection for a burger. Anyways, in 1715, the three great barriers separating sub-Saharan Africa became trading zones. The Gojin group lived near the Cape of Good Hope, a little rocky area, which was for the early European settlements that brought a disease and affected the whole tribe. Good job, guys. Hey, the Igbo communities, do you guys know what this word is?
huh?
Yeah, that's an expected answer, because they did not have any chiefs at the time. It was governed by the councils in each village. Instead of being chief, you became a noble, which gave you a person of honor. The Congo was healthy, they had fine clothing, a lot of goods, but it was impacted from slavery. The slavery actually connected to other countries and continents, and the rich Africans traded the poor to America to get raw materials, which then Europe trades and later trades to Africa to manufacture. It's a giant circle loop, and Africa has to take 3 months to get to America, of which many died on the ship. When we shift to America, there's a giant map. It consists of Spanish taking most of the land, British were the 13 colonies, icy Canada, and French was the rest of Canada and the Mississippi River. Who the hell wants to fight for Ohio? Oh, never mind. A lot of indigenous people were there, and most were displaced or enslaved. They traded with colonists, and some roped into wars, sided with whoever promised the best outcome. Or to shorten it, the most dangerous auction ever. Their social hierarchy is very different, it's also very complicated and eye-straining on paper. If you're black and owned a lot of other black people, you would be more superior than the poor white dude over there in the corner. Not all of the superior people were white, which was their response to racism, and never talked about it again. And my 5-minute timer is almost done, so thank you for watching and listening to my voice. I know this microphone's a bit bad, I'm kind of sorry about that. Yeah, you can continue to the next slide.